What's up, y'all? So, before I get started, I'm gonna put a disclaimer out there. This is going to be a crazy talk video. So, let's jump right in, shall we? So, the first thing I really want to talk about is the origins, or my perception of the origins of the cosmos. So, I'm going to start it off by telling y'all about a planet that y'all have never heard of. I'm gonna call it Ur only for familiarization purposes, because it's one of humanity's oldest cities, and I feel like humans can associate with that, or people can associate with that better. So, there once was a planet called Ur. There was only 100 inhabitants on said world. It was an innately beautiful balance to things. It wasn't very big. It was smaller than Earth, of course, and we lived in peace. We lived in harmony. We did have death. That was a thing. But for us, rebirth is also a thing. We understood what the consciousness was, and that the life giver gave us life. And we normally, at the end of life, we would have a ritual. And the spire, on which there was a spire that our civilization held to the highest understanding of what God was, or what we perceived God was, um, because from that spire permeated the very sky itself. There was a dark spot in the middle, like it's pitch black, dark. And then on the outskirts, the outer edges of that darkness was like light, or wispy clouds that looked like light. It was, all I know is there are two different colors that split from one another, and they were permeating from a spire. But such as everything in the universe, that civilization came to abrupt end. There's more to that story. I could dive deep into that, but I'm not. Because what I've found is that people have a very short attention span, so I'm not going to like push the envelope, so to speak. Um, I guess I could talk about. And I'm looking at a script because I had to write a lot. There's a lot to talk about, so I'm not going to put everything to talk about in this video because why? Man, make it too long. So I guess the next thing I will talk about will be the Moon and Mercury. They're both nickel iron spheres. They're shells, really. They have a dense core, which at the moment it is not active, so it is not as dense as it possibly could be, but it's dense enough, in which we used the Moon and Mercury back in the heydays of this civilization. We used the Moon and Mercury as a communications array. They would, you could use it to kind of like satellites, really. They're literally satellites. That's literally what they are. But using etherical communications, in which the Moon, Mercury, and the star all were utilized in that aspect of etherical communications, or one would actually call it, in a more layman's term, subspace. We sent messages through subspace. We traveled through subspace. Subspace. This society, bro. Like, as advanced as we think we are not advanced, period. I would say we're closer to being cave dwellers than anything, really. That's besides the point. Um, and the last thing I will leave you with is John Jacob Astor. Most people who know of that name only know of that name based off of the movie Titanic. Or if you are a history buff, you know of that name because you actually researched the Titanic. But most, if not all people I know, but most people don't realize or aren't told about the lives of some of these people, not just from the Titanic, but throughout history. And the reason I highlighted John Jacob Astor is because for a man living in 1912, he wrote books, science fiction books, that talks about technologies that are far, far outside of what 1912 had to offer. So if you want to look at the universe in all its beauty, you just look at certain people in history and just, wow, wow. Cosmic design. And for you atheists out there, what's inside your body? What's your body made of? Once you realize what your body is made of, you realize who God is, or the Almighty, or the Most High. That should help you connect more dots if you're on a journey. But if you're not on a journey, that's cool too. It really don't matter at this point. It's really besides the point. But in all honesty, what's the point? I'm only talking right now for egotistical level uh, of this 3D rendering. Not just egotistically, but the higher self thinks that pushing certain messages is better than doing nothing at all. Because me personally, because if I give in to my higher self, I won't be Michael. I will not be Michael anymore. I will be someone completely different. No emotion. Well, emotion, but understanding what emotions are. Just the gods are playing games with y'all. The Greeks and the Romans knew this. They are playing games. Okay? You think that your life is hard? Someone is laughing at you. Someone is betting that you won't understand or try to get yourself out of that situation. Someone is literally laughing at you. Not human, but someone higher. And you think that these people are enlightened? They're enlightened. Yeah, they're very enlightened. They're enlightened to the point where they understand what this is. So you aren't. So you live these really hard lives. They're not really hard. It's just a perception. You can walk away. They'll kill me if I walk away. Then let it happen. But if you fear, then they already killed you. You're already dead. Fear is another emotion. Emotions are just chemical responses. Subroutines. If you play any video games that have you choosing dialogues and that can help decide the outcome of the game, where do you think they got that idea from? Such a great cosmic design we have. So with that information out there, for the light workers, keep doing your thing. For the chosen, stay on mission. And for those who know, let's get it.